Okay guys, so I'm not getting any younger and this is taking forever. I've never filmed any really long video before, so I have to just go forward. I have to just go forward. I have to just go forward and stop trying to film every little thing along the way. So first off, as I said earlier, have your stuff cut if you know your measurements. So I've already had my tabletop cut. I used 8-inch wide boards and had them cut to 6 feet. So I'm just going to flip them. I already laid them out in a way that I found attractive as a top that will show as the top. So I'm going to flip them over, and then I'm going to put 3 supports underneath and screw them in. So that will be sort of like the permanent hold together of the tabletop. It's also going to work into the structure of everything else, but it's step 1, and let's get started. Okay, so I have this board here, and this board is going to be cut into the lengths to be the support for the underneath of the table that will hold the tabletop together. So this is going to be the board that will be cut down to make the underneath supports and the main boards that hold together underneath the table. I'm going to cut this into 3 parts to do that with. I'm going to go measure my tabletop, and then we'll make our first cuts. Okay, so I've just measured, and the table is 23 inches wide. Now I have to consider that besides the supports, there's going to be a skirt or an apron around the bottom of the table. For this reason, I am going to cut them a little bit shorter to consider that. So I measured, and I'm going to make my supports for my table at 18 inches, and now I'm going to measure and mark so that my cuts will be easy. Marked. Now we're going to cut. Okay, so as we're getting ready to make our first cut, I have my mark here. My machine has plugged in, of course, is on. Before I ever grab the ignition for this, I'm going to keep my hand on the front. I'm going to lower my blade and make sure it's hitting right where I want on my mark. Alright, so I see that it's lined up. So I'm going to make sure it's flush. I'm going to check it again for good measure. And then I'm going to make my first cut. I made my first mistake. I got all my safety equipment. I should get that for the rest of these cuts. I'll be right back. So here's the safety equipment that I should have put on before I made that cut back there. These are about $3 at Lowe's, and really you don't want wood chips in your eyes. So let me put these on. And then you really, really don't want to breathe it in. Not that it's worse than getting it in your eye, but that might catch up with you later. So it's good to have something to guard you from breathing in all of the sawdust. So you can buy like huge packs of really cheap masks, but since I've started building more and more often, And because I use a lot of stain and it's really strong, I got a more expensive 3M ventilator, and these are replaceable here. It's not very pretty. Can I put this on here? When I'm done, I always like to sort of put my boards together and make sure that they're even. Okay guys, so I got my supports. Now I'm going to screw them in. This is, I think it's about 30 or 40 bucks. It's a Skill power drill. Power drills are amazing. So these are really great. I would definitely suggest the plug-in kind rather than the battery-powered kind. They seem to have a lot more power, and you don't have to wait to charge it every single time. So definitely get one of these. Love power drills.